While 14 NFL fan bases get to enjoy the adventure of seeing their team compete for the Super Bowl, 18 others aren't so lucky.
What are the Cardinals going to do, you think?
I totally feel like they'll move on from Kyler Murray.
So with that, let's dive into one significant move every non-playoff team must make in the 2026 offseason. Arizona Cardinals move on from Kyler Murray. Murray missed significant time due to injury for the third time in 4 years. The Cardinals also missed the playoffs for the fourth straight year. If there was ever a clear-as-day indicator that Arizona needed a new quarterback, I think that's it. If he's cut, the number one pick of 2019 would cost Arizona roughly $57.8 million in dead money. But Arizona should be able to find a team willing to take a chance on Murray, who would surely agree to a restructured deal to facilitate a trade. The bottom line is that the Murray era must end ASAP. Arizona must put an end to tolerating mediocrity once and for all. No more excuses. Atlanta Falcons hire a young offense-driven coach. Raheem Morris did not bring the impact that they expected when he came over from Los Angeles 2 years ago. Falcons offense has a nice foundation led by Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Darnell Mooney. Instead of asking a defense-first coach to maximize its potential, the Falcons need to follow the trend of hiring. Baltimore Ravens, new defensive coordinator. Zach Orr should have been fired mid-season, but Harbaugh chose loyalty over business. The Ravens have a championship-caliber roster when Lamar Jackson is healthy and on the field. The issue this year was the defense, and a new voice is required to help a unit with immense talent that greatly underachieved. Cincinnati Bengals, fire or demote Duke Tobin. We'd like the Bengals to overhaul their coaching staff, entire offensive line, and their defense. But since we're having to specify one move here, we're going to point the finger at the man who built the roster that has wasted Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's prime years. Owner Mike Brown has been loyal to his de facto GM for almost 30 years now. He might not have the guts to fire Tobin, so how about demoting him and bringing in a GM who can actually construct a winner for once? Cleveland Browns draft one of the big three WR prospects. We can hear a case to give Shedeur Sanders an extended look behind center for 2026. What we refuse to hear is a case that the Browns' current pass-catching core is good enough to win. Top receiver Jerry Jeudy came back to earth after a career year in 2024. With 2 first-round picks this year, Cleveland has to take one of the top 3 receiver prospects. Either Arizona State's Jordan Tyson, USC's Mekhi Lemon, or Ohio State's Carnell Tate. Any of these guys will do. Dallas Cowboys extend George Pickens. Jerry Jones isn't going to fire himself as the GM. That would be the best offseason move for Cowboys fans, but it ain't happening. Changes are sure to come on the defensive side of the ball, but the Cowboys' main priority has to be to extend pending free agent George Pickens. He enjoyed a career year after coming over via trade in the offseason and perfectly filled the number 2 receiver role behind CeeDee Lamb. Keeping Pickens ensures Dallas maintains a top 5 offense for years to come. Detroit Lions back up the Brinks truck for Trey Hendrickson. Once again, they were way too reliant on Aiden Hutchinson with little support around him in the front 7. The Lions can fix their defense immediately by landing the big fish of 2026 free agency and Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson. With Hutchinson and Hendrickson, Detroit would have 2 of the league's top 10 defensive ends. That, folks, is how you jump back into the Super Bowl mix. Indianapolis Colts keep Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes was having a career year in Indy before, unfortunately, suffering a season-ending Achilles tear. If not for the injury, Jones would have likely guided Indianapolis into the postseason. As we saw with Jones behind center, Indy does have the pieces to compete for a Super Bowl championship. Why let Jones go and wrongfully assume that you can easily replace him? We saw what happened when they gave Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, and Anthony Richardson a look. The advantage for Indianapolis is that it can also use the franchise tag on Jones. It can be a prove-it deal. Kansas City Chiefs get a number 1 receiver. Rashee Rice has an availability problem, and Xavier Worthy still hasn't come around as expected. Throw in Travis Kelce's potential retirement, and you have one very lackluster supporting cast around Patrick Mahomes. George Pickens and Wan'Dale Robinson are among the big-name wideouts that could be available in free agency. The previously mentioned trio of Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Mekhi Lemon are also options. Las Vegas Raiders, more Moore or Mendoza. The Raiders have a knack for not doing things right. So we'd like the Raiders to make this as simple as possible. Take Oregon's Dante Moore or Indiana's Fernando Mendoza with your first-round pick. Both have franchise-changing traits. Put them with Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers and boom, enjoy the fireworks. Miami Dolphins. Dump and replace Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa just finished the first season of a 4-year, $212.4 million contract extension. But so what? He has had 6 years now to prove that he's the guy, and he is clearly not the guy. Bite the bullet and restart at QB. Just look at the Denver Broncos as inspiration. Bottom line is that the Tua era has to end in the offseason. No excuses.
I don't think that we have some epiphany in the offseason that Tua is going to be the week 1 starter. I think it's done.
Minnesota Vikings bring in competition for J.J. McCarthy. Whether Vikings fans like it or not, J.J. McCarthy isn't about to be cut loose after one injury-riddled season. The Vikings are going to give him a chance at redemption in 2026. But instead of Carson Wentz and Max Brosmer, many could save their butts in 2026 by bringing in a suitable veteran option to challenge J.J. Look at what the Colts did by bringing in Daniel Jones to challenge Anthony Richardson. New Orleans Saints find Chris Olave's sidekick. The Saints finished 2025 on a hot note, thanks to the unexpected success of rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck. Clearly, New Orleans got it right by picking Kellen Moore as its next head coach. With plenty of dead cap money still on the books, the Saints can't spend much in free agency. GM Mickey Loomis, he of 9 lives, will have to use the draft and bargain bin to address his roster weaknesses. Shuck will definitely get an extended look next year. Chris Olave has asserted himself as the number 1 receiver. The O-line has a good long-term outlook with Kelvin Banks Jr., Cesar Ruiz, and Talisa Fuaga, too. If they want Shuck to take his game to another level, the Saints must get him another receiver to complement Olave. With plenty of options via free agency and the draft, New Orleans must find a number 2 receiver to help Olave and the passing game. New York Giants hire an experienced head coach. Giants swung and missed with Ben McAdoo, Joe Judge, and Brian Dable as first-time head coaches, so the new objective is simple. Bring in someone who's actually been an NFL head coach before. The Bill Belichick Giants rumor won't go away anytime soon. But honestly, what's the harm in hiring the best head coach in league history? Mike McCarthy could help this young Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors-led offense reach its full potential in 2026. San Francisco 49ers DC Robert Saleh deserves another go after evidence proving that he was not the problem with the Jets. Cliff Kingsbury and Vance Joseph are also among the other hot candidates for the Giants to consider. Regardless, go veteran, don't go new. New York Jets draft a QB. The Jets are fortunate that the 2026 draft class has several stud quarterback options. And remember, they have 2 first-round picks this year. Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, Ty Simpson, and John Mateer headline this year's group. The Jets have to go out there and get one of them. As we saw with Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields, this organization clearly is not capable of making it work with a veteran QB. Tampa Bay Buccaneers find a cornerback. The Bucs' pass defense has actually been a problem for a while, even dating back to the Tom Brady days. Todd Bowles is just lucky that his front 7 has been able to mask all the flaws. But man, the Bucs must stop neglecting the cornerback position. They desperately need someone who can at least limit the opposition's number 1 receiver. They'd have the options at the draft, but Reek Woolen and Rasul Douglas would also be good options to target as well. Tennessee Titans hire an experienced offensive-minded head coach. The Titans struck out on the Brian Callahan hiring in 2024, but it was also unfair to ask a first-time rookie head coach to fix one of the league's worst rosters. The Titans have plenty of work to do in terms of fixing their roster. It's not going to be an overnight fix, so they need to be patient with the approach. The primary goal is to find the right coach to unlock Cam Ward's potential. The failed Callahan experiment may deter Tennessee from hiring a first-time head coach. So, how about someone with head coaching experience like Cliff Kingsbury, who's more than deserving of a second go after unlocking Jaden Daniels? We wouldn't be against Mike McCarthy getting a shot in Music City either. Critique him all you want, but the guy constantly churned out a top 5 offense in Dallas and in Green Bay. Washington Commanders hire an experienced defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn took over defensive play calling duties from Joe Witt Jr. in November, but to no avail. The Commanders' defense, by all metrics and aspects, was an utter failure. Quinn needs to put his ego aside and bring in a DC with significant coaching experience. experience. Don't bring in some young rookie who's never held a DC role before. It's gotta be someone proven with big-time experience. But hey, which other big moves should the 18 NFL non-playoff teams of 2025 make? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.